Think about it. Snoop Lion, Lion. No, it's not even that. It's Snoop Lion-y, Lion.
Yeah, Pogman was the official mascot of Pog.
I didn't know that. I was old when Pogs came out. I was like 33, I think.
You were 33 when Pogs came out.
Probably.
Bollocks.
Well,
I was like 6.
I know. It's weird how it is. I was super old when they came out, so I didn't keep track.
Bollocks.
I know, it's sad for me. I missed out on the
Bullshit.
whole thing. Pog form. It's fun.
Pogs, of course, for our listeners. Cardboard discs. Yeah.
Oh.
Years old now.
Yeah. Stood for passion fruit, orange, and guava. Did you know that, Jonathan?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, Jonathan, keep up to date with your Pog facts. That's why you're on this podcast, or Pogcast, as this episode is going to be not called, because that doesn't have the word penis or anus in it. Because that's how I get attention.
It's working. People love it. Every day, new email. I did some fan on putting worms in your anus. Your show just brightens my day and gets me through those tough times. It's such a strange dichotomy of them making me feel awful, but them also telling me I make them feel. I just got to live with it. It's what I decided to do with my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of bad decisions, you're listening to Podtoid.
We are joined, that lovely little voice you just heard was Conrad Zimmerman.
Hello.
Conrad.
Uh-oh.
Conrad Zimmerman.
That bodes well.
You look, right, like a thin, fat cat from Rescue Rangers.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That cat was
A
awesome.
very svelte, well-trimmed, nice, little, thin, fat cat from Rescue Rangers.
Now that
He was villainous, but he was, it was really just self-interest more than anything
He
else.
wasn't evil.
No, he's just self-interested.
He didn't understand. He didn't know what he was doing. He's a cat. He's got no moral compass as humans would understand it. His definition of good and evil is vastly different from ours. And frankly, the Rangers, rescue or not, should not be inflicting their own moral codes on a completely different species. Jonathan, sort it out.
It's funny. People have been telling me that I put my morals onto them and my beliefs onto them too much. I feel like a rescue ranger right now, in a bad way. Sorry, fat cat. And
I was admonished for something similar yesterday.
You're kidding. What did you do wrong?
Because I was laughing at people that had set themselves... They've organised a heterosexuality awareness month.
Yeah, that's funny.
Which I thought was, pardon my French, fucking ridiculous. And someone said, but Jim, aren't you against discrimination? Why are you discriminating against them?
I think we know.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty aware of it.
Yeah, that's mainly the point. I think we know that heterosexuality exists. But yeah, I thought it was funny that obviously I, and therefore all of Destructoid, discriminate against heterosexuals. So I will be resigning.
What does the word discriminate mean? Just notice when are dumb sometimes?
I don't know. I told the guy that I discriminate wholly against entitled mongs.
Have your day, I guess. If you and your buddies want to get drunk and celebrate the fact that you're all heterosexual for a month, do it. More power to you. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm happy for you. That's great. Good job.
This is a bunch of guys?
I'm going to go do other things now, though.
Yeah.
And really, I am offended because clearly they thought they were being, not catered to as heterosexuals. And I, as a homosexual, feel very, very unappreciated in modern society. So August will be Homosexuality Awareness Month, where
That's good. There you are. You're pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, just like these guys are. They were feeling a little low. They were feeling, hey, nobody's recognizing me as a straight guy. I'm going to go and celebrate my own way, and I'm going to invite everybody to do it. See, we should just be celebrating diversity and the fact that these guys wanted to do their own thing and strike out, and who cares if they're morons?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll take a leaf from their book and be inspired. So, I mean, we're a growing demographic. In the 1950s, you couldn't come out as a homosexual at all. It was considered, a death knell for job security. People were run out of town for confessing sexual attraction to Jonathan Holmes's.
In the 1950s.
In the 90s, as early as the 1950s, we consider ourselves enlightened. We consider ourselves 20th century to be better than that. But we weren't, Jonathan. Only now, in the new millennium, have homosexuals been allowed to talk about you.
Now, you mean anyone named Jonathan Holmes or me? Just the one you know?
There is only one Jonathan Holmes, which is you.
There's a British guy.
No.
The puppy's home. Hey guys, just so you know, I'm doing this podcast from my computer microphone. Therefore, you're gonna hear puppies now, and maybe my wife.
We're gonna hear puppies!
Yeah, I got a puppy. Yeah.
Puppy. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hamza left before I could even introduce him.
I know, that was rude.
I don't know if he just... Oh, he's gone. I know he had a preview event to go to.
He got dropped. He sent a little message in.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll wait for him to pop back on, unless he has actually...
Well, I think we may have to call him back.
Yeah, I'll wait till I see him pop back on. So anyway, Jonathan Holmes, there's about 23,000 people in America alone who want to, for want of a better term, pilfer your ass for sweet gumdrops.
This is the first time my puppy and my wife are listening in on you on Podtoid.
Well, this is very educational for them, because I'm sure that they are unaware of homosexuality. And that's what Homosexuality Awareness Month is all about, Jonathan. It's to make wives and dogs aware. Because for years, wives and dogs have not been knowing.
Yeah, they're not interested in me at all.
No, they don't give a fuck. They don't give the first one, mate. Let me try and get Hamza back on. Hold on. Might have to restart the recording.
I hope not. Hamza, are you there?
Yes.
Hello!
Hi.
Hello? Oh, it's still recording. That's brilliant. Oh, this made my day. That's made my Tuesday. Hello, Hamza. You left before.
Hello.
Say hello. Hello. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. I was going to add to the conversation before I left that yesterday was National Cheesecake Day, and we will celebrate anything in this country. I think really in the world in general, but I mean, the fact that it was Cheesecake Day yesterday
Apparently Jim is a homosexual and says that there's 23,000 other homosexuals who want to... Roughly.
Based on my assumption.
Yeah. Hamza, you're not a homosexual, are you?
I'm a homosexual.
How many homosexuals are there out there?
Just one, but just one is all you need, baby.
Oh, yeah.
You're on OkCupid, Hamza.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are, man. Yes.
I don't actually have an account. I just signed... Shut the fuck up.
You're checking it out, seeing what's going on. Sexually, seeing what's up there. It's cool, man. Get into it.
Why are you stalking me on OkCupid? See, look at you. You're homosexualing me.
I'm sorry to homosexualing you. I can't help it. I'm homosexualing you, I guess. I don't think there's such things as a homosexual. I mean, a homosexual, Jim.
Thank fuck you added that correction. I was just about to panic and scrap this recording and delete the MP3 and burn my computer.
I don't think anyone...
Let me just reiterate. You think there's no such thing as a homosexual?
Yes.
Right, thank Jesus. I really panicked. I thought... Because I know you said...
I like how you just said, thank Jesus.
Well, you gotta thank someone. Because obviously you've said before, you've made all sorts of wild claims, like, what was it? People with dissociative personality don't exist, and fugue states aren't
The
real.
disorder doesn't exist. It's a
No,
flimflam.
no, we're not gonna start that again.
I mean, you're basically, like, Tom Cruise on Oprah at this point.
Oh,
No, I think that's the Today Show. The Today Show.
On the
No,
Today Show.
that would be one thing. If I was just speaking from lack of experience, like, I don't think that's real, blah, 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 that'd be one thing. But, 10 years in the field, approximately, every single person I've met who says they have a split personality, if you say to them, oh, well, only one of your personalities can go out and smoke cigarettes, suddenly all the other personalities disappear. Suddenly.
What if the person with multiple personality doesn't smoke?
I've never seen that happen.
So now you're saying that everyone with dissociative personality disorder, they are all chain smokers as well,
No.
and pedophiles.
Nope.
I think you should keep your comments in your pockets for
There's a lot of
in
people
trouble.
who don't think that dissociative fugue. I mean, if you think about the logic of the human mind, like, why would the mind bother to make up all of these extra personalities with their own separate, like, pockets of memory and their own quirks and all that, just to have a defense mechanism? It makes much more sense for the person to just blank out and disassociate completely and do whatever, which I've seen happen millions of times. I mean, disassociation is real, but split personalities is just... It's something a weird person would pretend to do.
What about banana split personalities? Because I think I've got one of those.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Don't ask me questions about it, because I've got no funny follow-up outside of the cheap wordplay.
I was trying to think of one, too.
Yeah, don't, because I've got nothing.
Me neither.
Jonathan Holmes.
Yeah.
Not related to H.H. Holmes, I hope. America's first serial killer, Jonathan.
Oh, that's right.
The torture doctor.
I don't think I'm related to him. I hope not.
He's widely recognised as the first.
See the guy in Chicago with the hotel?
Yeah, he had, I believe, like, torture rooms and shit.
Wow.
That's yucky.
Damn right.
You know what? That's the thing. Yeah, if you're gonna... That just goes to show he's not just a pioneer, but I mean, how many other serial killers can claim to have had, like an intricate torture room scenario and their own hotel with a secret passageway? I believe he was a surgeon, if I'm not mistaken.
He was a doctor, yeah. So he knew what he was doing.
Just really, really impressive. All the serial killers, the budding serial killers, really should bone up on their history, because this guy did it right out the gate.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, serial killers. If you listen to Podtoid right now, you need some more.
Oh, come on, let's be honest.
More help about killing people. You should go study other killers.
Well, Holmes, let's
be all you can be.
Let's be fair, right? I'm willing to bet a disproportionate amount of serial killers or soon-to-be serial killers listen to Podtoid. And what are we here for if not to provide a service uniquely tailored to our listeners? But I think we're in a good position here. To carry on the good work that Dr. Holmes started, because we also... Don't worry, Jonathan, because, right, let's look at what we've got compared to what Dr. H.H. Holmes, the torture doctor, had. We've got someone whose name is Holmes.
True.
Right, what's your name, Jonathan Holmes?
My name is Jonathan Carl Holmes.
That proves it. So we have got Jonathan Holmes, right? Yeah. And what is your profession? Doctor.
I am a licensed independent clinical social worker.
Surgeon. So we have got Dr. Holmes already, not to mention the hotel that we're going to be opening.
What?
Right? Jonathan, you know how you've got like an apartment where you live, right?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah, not anymore.
Ugh.
It is now a hotel. And the best thing is, because I know you've always been upset about my ideas, right? About, we can't turn my house into a brothel because you can't replace a door with cornflakes boxes and build a bar and a functioning piano and cowboys, right? Don't even have to do anything. We just let people live in your house.
Did you? You had a similar idea to that. where
You actually did.
yeah, I mean not that similar. It was a saloon
Yeah.
where people could just be in my house.
People could just be in your house, right?
Now
But
you want them to just live in my house.
yeah, but there was one difference between that scenario and this scenario.
What's that?
That scenario didn't have you cutting people.
So I both take the risk of letting strangers live in my house for some nominal fee, and I also kill them now, or cut them at least. Dude,
Someone is like moving their bookshelf or something.
Oh really?
Yeah, can't you hear that?
Sorry.
I think it is Jonathan because I can see the little blue thingy flash on his thingy when he does a thing.
Sorry, that
Or
guy.
maybe he was like cutting something right now.
He might be
and-
practicing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happening now?
Yeah. So Jonathan,
Yes.
would you like to be Dr. Holmes too?
No, I don't. I hate hurting people. I hate hurting their feelings, let alone.
You know, this would make a great game. Out of
video.
all the suggestions, I think this would be a cool game. Someone could take Splatterhouse and change the main character into Jonathan Holmes and
Yeah.
have him going around the levels killing little babies.
And we could say, we could call it Jonathan Holmes based on a true story.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because you have killed like 5 babies.
I feel like I did something bad to you sometimes, like or something. I just don't know I did it because I accidentally do bad things. I don't mean to, and I just want to apologize for whatever it was, so you can stop. Like last week, you were saying I was gonna render people's genitalia and like actually.
It was just an idea! It's the summer, Jonathan. I'm coming up with activities so you don't just sit there watching Heathcliff every day.
I
Because
really.
I assume you go on summer holidays for 6 weeks like children at school, and you've got to do something to do. I can't afford to send you to a camp, Jonathan. I can't afford to send you to, like, scout camp. I'll come up with ideas so that you don't just watch Heathcliff.
I'm 35 years. Why would you send me to camp? You're not even my dad.
I'm your legal guardian.
You're not. That's a really.
How am I not?
That's true. Therefore, you are.
Exactly.
If you're not, then you are. Yeah.
You can't prove that I'm not your legal guardian.
I can't find a piece of paper that's signed by a judge that says Jim Sterling is the one person who is not Jonathan Holmes' guardian. Therefore, you are one of them.
Exactly. There's no footage of me, like, on camera saying that I'm not your legal guardian. Therefore, clearly I must be. And that's why, instead of having you sit and watch Heathcliff every morning, and followed by Eek the cat, I'm gonna come up with fun ideas, none of which you like.
I really like Heathcliff and Eek the cat a lot. And do you remember the cat who was like Heathcliff but was not him? Riff Raff, I think his name was. Who is so weird. Like Heathcliff had a non-anthropomorphic white furred cat girlfriend who's just like a pudgy, cute girl with long eyelashes. And then Riff Raff had like this shapely, buxom, walking on hind legs cat woman thing. You remember all that, guys?
Yo, no. Top Cat was the shit. It was all about Top Cat.
Top Cat was legit, yeah.
Top Cat was just a rip-off of Phil Silvers, though. Like, almost everything Hanna-Barbera ever did. They were either ripping off other people's shit, or they were ripping off themselves.
They were Zynga-ing it. Before Zynga did it, they did it.
I make you right on that. Hanna-Barbera, I hate Hanna-Barbera. Honestly, I can't fucking stand them, and I'm glad they're dead. Hanna-Barbera, right? Shameless, self-plagiarizing, unoriginal. Let's get all of our ideas from dead and dying celebrities. And they weren't funny. What the fuck was Scooby-Doo supposed to be? It wasn't scary, and it wasn't funny. It was just a dog. And they thought that was so good, they then did it again, but with another dog. And then they did it again, but this time with a ghost cat.
Blue Club, and then Funky Phantom. You talking about Funky Phantom?
Funky Phantom.
Yeah.
The only funny, decent show they had was Tom and Jerry. And even then, they fucking copied that with the I Hate Mises to Pieces one. And then did Tom and Jerry Kids, and Flintstones Kids, and a pup named Scooby-Doo. It's like, we've got all of these shitty fucking cartoons, now we're gonna have fucking kid versions of it.
That was already for kids. I mean, they were kid shows, and then, well, they weren't strictly for kids. I guess Flintstones.
Exactly, it's like, let's have the exact same show, but they're shorter, so we don't have to draw them so much, we can save ink there.
I like Jabberjaw. Come on, don't throw the baby out.
Jabberjaw, that was another comedian. That was what's his face, Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, I thought it was Curly from Three Stooges.
I think it was both. I think because he said, "I ain't got no respect" from Rodney Dangerfield, and then the rest of it was just being the Three Stooges.
That's good stuff. Come on.
It's someone else's good stuff that they then showed to children.
Mm-hmm.
So that the kids would give them credit, because the kids ain't gonna know. The kids ain't watching Rodney Dangerfield. They're not watching Phil Silvers. They're thinking Hanna-Barbera came up with all that shit, and they just sit back and laugh and collect the doubloons.
Yeah,
it just blew my mind. I never thought that they were just spoofs of actors.
Flintstones is just honeymooners, except with a shower that's a giant purple elf.
It's what it is. They're worse than Impressionists. The comedian, comedy impressionists, and I fucking hate impressionists. They're worst.
Well, who's an impressionist these days? Does anyone even do that anymore?
No one with a modicum of class. I don't mind the occasional impersonation within a bit, but if your whole idea of comedy is, wouldn't it be funny if this celebrity worked in a restaurant? Ha ha ha, I'm just saying what they say in a restaurant situation. Like that fucking Mad TV shit.
Oh.
The cartoons that they make them watch, that they put on Cartoon Network when I'm just trying to watch regular show and Adventure Time like a normal adult. And they fucking intersperse it with Mad, which is, let's have pop culture references that are too old for the kids to get, and put them with jokes that are too dumb for the adults to laugh at. Because that'll fucking work. And the kids, of course, they got no fucking taste. They've got absolutely no sense of distinguishing between actual humour and just a load of fucking shit. So they just watch it and go and clap like that while they see a cardboard cutout of Mel Gibson's face dancing around in a laundrette or something. And they don't know why that's funny, because they don't know who Mel Gibson is. And people like me who know who Mel Gibson is, we're not finding it funny because there's nothing funny about him just standing around in a fucking laundrette.
Malcolm in the Middle Earth, though. Hilarious.
Never say that phrase again. That phrase, what you just said, is everything that's wrong with American culture. Right there, summed up in those few words. Malcolm in the...
Middle Earth, huh? Get it? Because, Middle Earth is it's a Tolkien reference.
Fucking
Malcolm in the Middle, a very topical show. It's hot right now. It's worth spoofing. It's worth spoofing. Jim.
Everyone involved in the writing of Mad, right, can eat a sandwich with powdered glass in it.
Wow. I don't like it that much. I dislike the show. Yeah, it's not that.
With the exception of Sergio Oreganis, who will always be funny no matter what he applies his pen to.
Well, the magazine was good growing up.
The magazine hasn't been good since Gaines died.
Oh, yeah.
I read one of the magazines, because when the magazines were more popular, I was still in England, and we didn't really get them over there. But I knew someone from Scotland who had one, and they let me read it. I didn't get a single fucking thing in it. It's that Mad magazine and American late-night talk show hosts. They are two cultural barriers I don't think I'm ever getting through. I do not understand them.
Well, and Mad was always really mostly poking fun at pop culture. Occasionally they would get a little political, but by and large they did parodies of TV shows and movies and crap like that, where if you weren't familiar with it to some degree, you weren't going to get the jokes. So that's completely understandable. I can see why a non-American reader of Mad would find absolutely nothing entertaining in it. And I think anybody who's read an issue of it past 1999 probably have the same. I would understand that too.
Your voice is getting so deep. You sound so strong.
I am a manly man. Me man.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
manly man is gonna get married this weekend.
Oh yeah,
Oh, God,
to
on Sunday, I know. The in-laws arrive today at some point, I
I
guess.
feel it all around me. I feel it in my heart. That's a romantic wedding
If
song.
if Podtoid readers wanna get something for Conrad for his wedding, he has a registry out there somewhere. I don't know
Oh, God.
about
Yeah, no, Katrina has a blog, and there's a registry on there, and if you want to do that, that's,
What's
thank
the name
you.
of the blog again, Conrad?
It's KatrinaGetsMarried.com. She just updated it the other day. I haven't even really looked at what she got up here. Something about, the dinner party instead of the rehearsal dinner. Yeah, I don't know. We were going to suck out crawdads.
Oh, yucky. Is that
Why
fun?
you gonna suck out crawdads?
Oh, yeah,
I don't
she said.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So you're having a full-on proper wedding with a service and everything.
Well, I don't know how proper the service is. I mean, we've sort of blocked it out. The service will take less than 10 minutes. There's no prayer in it. There's a brief, I guess, I don't know what you call it, like I don't know, like not a dedication. I don't know. The guy we have who's sort of doing the ceremony for us, he's officiating. He's a friend of ours from back home, and he's the only spiritual dude we know at all, and he's like an alchemist.
Are you gonna spin feathers into gold?
No, it's not like that. But I mean, that's what are you back in the jet engine?
Jonathan, my lovely friend, if you're gonna type, mute your microphone.
I'm not typing at all.
What were you
but
doing?
You are back.
He's still practicing cutting bodies.
I
Apparently.
hope so.
I don't know what kind of magic is
I
happening.
need surgical precision when you're getting me them livers.
What's happening now?
Oh.
But anyway, the ceremony, it's like a real simple thing. We're basically shaking hands and signing the marriage certificate, and then we're out to eating and drinking and hanging out. We don't want to burden anybody with some monotonous, awful thing. I always hate weddings that are very long. Every wedding I've ever been to has been really lovely, and I had a great time, and it was really happy to have been. So
Nice
anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I'm not really into these things, and I haven't really had to have a lot to do with the planning of it, which is great. Katrina's sort of done all that. She's awesome at that stuff, and so I hope when it all goes horribly wrong, she's not too upset. And yeah, it should be good.
Are you guys gonna do a honeymoon?
I don't think so. We've talked about it, and it's just not a good time because she needs a job. Hey, you know what? Yeah, screw the registry. If you have a job for her. Yeah, no, I think we're going to hold off. We'll probably go up to the coast, take a 3-day weekend at some point, but we're not going to make a big thing. It'll probably be in a couple of months.
Cool.
Yeah, so, yeah. I don't know. I didn't know how interesting that was going to be to anybody.
Wedding.
It's super. You're getting married, man. That's a big thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a 7-year relationship, and we've been engaged for 4 of those years. Like, this is a formality. Like, we're literally...
You want to do something interesting as a part of this whole thing? Talk about how you proposed to her.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's something I can put on the internet.
Did you?
Oh, you used to.
Did you carve it on your flesh?
I did it in a place where I felt it was fairly likely nobody would keep logs. No, if you've seen the SNL digital short "Dick in a Box," I mean, there you go. You want to date how old this relationship is, how long ago I proposed. There's that. It's like Justin Timberlake, Andy Samberg. It's on YouTube. You can find it, Dick in a Box. And basically, they instruct viewers on how to get a woman romantically interested by putting your penis into a box and having them open it and discover the penis inside. And so I did that with the engagement ring. And so I got a box and I put it around my waist, and I, had a false layer in the box that had the engagement ring. And I suppose if she had wanted to dig further, she could have found the penis, but she was just so struck by the ring. And this was on April Fool's, so she had absolutely no idea what to expect, because that's the last time you want to do something genuine. It worked for me. Conrad.
Right? Oh God, the night before the wedding, please say April Fools. Please say April Fools, laugh and run out the room.
Shouldn't I
and
just do it at
disappear
the
for a
ceremony?
day.
Like, wouldn't that be the bigger laugh? Like, then you have an audience.
Yeah, but then it looks like you're doing it. I'm going for like actual psychological damage here.
Oh yeah, that won't be
Too
psychological.
funny.
Yeah.
Because then it looks too much like a joke and people will laugh and go ha ha ha. But then if you get right up in her face the night before, don't laugh. Just say April Fools with a really serious look on your face. Walk out the door and disappear for the whole night.
Oh my god.
And just turn up in the morning and say, "Wake up, lazy bones, let's get married."
Yeah, on the one hand, I think that's very funny, and on the other hand, she has a really bad memory, and she might not have. It might be too subtle. Like, if I just roll up on her and say April Fools, she might have no idea what I'm referencing, especially since it's August. We might need to develop this out, but I like where you're coming from. I appreciate the effort.
God, you're gonna have to just jilt her. You're gonna have to marry someone else the night before.
I just run off, find some other like go get someone who needs a green card, and just real quick get hitched.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I've got a minister. They'll do it for you in like 5 minutes, and you will be married.
Yeah, I'd have to do it in like Nevada. I'd have to like fly to Nevada where they don't have a waiting. Cause there's a 3-day waiting period for a marriage certificate here in Oregon.
Ugh.
It's like a gun. Like what the hell? Right away, I want to be able to make my rash life-altering decision, and I want to make it instantly. Why should I have to sit around waiting 3 days before it can be all legal and shit? I got tax benefits to reap. Or something.
Damn right.
Yeah.
And you can't shoot up a skull with a wife. I've tried.
It's true. I have seen that tried. It's not pretty either. Because there's just a lot of wailing and screaming and gnashing of teeth.
And punching.
Yeah.
So anyway, have you played any video games or not? Any of you, I don't care who answers.
I've been playing La Mulana, like, a little obsessively. I just picked up the PC remake, and it feels so much more accessible than the, old PC version from several years ago. It worked instantly with a controller, and that's what I look for in a PC game.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I was making all these witty retorts.
We didn't hear any of them.
No wonder that whole segment was boring.
Oh, no, it was great. I was saying, woo, and stuff like that, and now it's gone.
Great contribution.
Yeah, it was really hot. You guys would have loved it. Oh, well, sorry. Oh, Conrad, I was going to say, you're off the market. Did you hear me say that part?
No, and I guess so. I didn't realize there was a whole market.
Yeah, there's a market for you, and you're off it. And then you also were talking about killing people, who somehow got brought into the mix. I think Jim brought that up, right?
Of course Jim brought that up.
And that brings me to the thing I wrote about this weekend. I was going to ask you what you guys thought of it. Philip Zimbardo, a famous sociologist and psychologist, is doing some research saying that men or guys, the social construct of guys and being a guy out in the world is dying. The idea of guys dying. You guys freaked out about it? Guys, they were just watching porno and playing video games and chatting on the internet, and now they're not out there anymore. They're just in their houses, masturbating and playing video games about elves and stuff. Skyrim. It's all Skyrim's fault.
Not getting themselves into positions of power and influential jobs, thus continuing to fuck up in a repeating cycle of misery and hatred.
Yep. No longer inflicting the patriarchy on people, being out on the streets to threaten the safety and security of women on their own. I can't see many negatives to what this guy's saying.
Where's the downside?
Well, he didn't say, I think he did allude that it's sad for, it's funny. He said, it's sad for women, they want to go out and meet a mate. It's like 50-50, so for every guy who doesn't go out there and like be a good guy to date, then there's a lonely woman out there who's missing out on love. So
They're not missing anything.
they're not
Really,
missing out.
really
Yeah.
not.
They're looking out. Yeah.
I feel
I
sorry
have
for my
never
wife.
understood why women are attracted to men.
Yeah, it's the worst, right? They're so gross.
I'm grateful,
Sure.
but
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't think his research sounds that bad, actually. He's got stats
Well, I mean-
to prove that men are less involved and dropping out of school.
Yeah, what's
and
this
dropping
whole being a guy, though? I mean, I've never identified as a guy. And to be honest, a lot of the people who do identify, or in Britain, who identify themselves as blokes or geezers, come across as shaven-headed, van-driving cunts. So I'm quite glad to not be part of, at least, again, just talking from my British experience, an archetypal guy drinking in Erith pubs and going to the venue up in New Cross, where the women stand on one side of the dance floor or the men stand on the other side, just leer at each other. Eventually, about 45% of the women will go home with the men, and the rest of the men will be left there eating kebabs at the little kebab store next to the New Cross, violent, raging boners that they can't now get rid of because they didn't find themselves a fucking life to ruin, and will take it out on the weaker-willed men who also failed, and then there are stabbings and punchings.
Right. So we might have less of that because
We might have less of that, and I went out of my way to avoid that, apart from one evening where for some reason I did end up in the venue in New Cross, and it was one of the worst nights of my life. So, yeah, I'm very glad to not be out doing the typical guy stuff, because it's atrocious.
do you guys think it's legit that there's fewer guys going out and doing guy stuff because they're staying home on the internet?
I don't know how widespread that is, but I mean, I know that's an issue. That's an actual issue in Japan.
Oh yeah,
Where-
big time.
Like what was it? Like
Hikikomori?
pregnancy is down. There's more older people than. Actually, there was something I read recently that said there are more adult diapers being sold in Japan than there are baby diapers now. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, but that's probably not all due to age. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
I don't think it's so much that, oh my god, the internet's come in and it's making all the men masturbate. I think it's more, think back to 1920, what was there to do? Go pub, go courting, wear a bowler hat. They were the three activities you could do in 1920. In 1930, it expanded to go to war. In 1950, it expanded to watch Happy Days.
That didn't come out in
1960, it expanded to have sex while listening to Janis Joplin. 1970, it expanded to have some LSD as well while you're at it. In the 80s, MC Hammer, parachute pants. There was a lot to do in the 80s, 50% of which ended with AIDS. 1990, you could do all of that, get many, many diseases, also listen to TLC, so that was exciting. Many more television channels, Max Headroom, as Conrad will attest to.
Max Headroom was 1987.
Well,
Wow.
he was still around in the 90s.
The 1990 was done.
Reruns. There were reruns. Shut up. Most of the
On
90s
Tech
was the
TV in
reruns
the
of...
late 1990s. There weren't even enough episodes for the show to go into syndication. Look, it's
Wow.
okay.
Plenty of Pepsi commercials though.
Oh God, no! It was New Coke. You see, you're just wrong on the Max Headroom.
We are the worst at Max Headroom talking. So.
All right,
That's
well,
okay.
Pogs.
Pogs. There you
There was
go.
no Max
See?
Headroom, but there were plenty of Pogs.
There were plenty of Pogs in the 90s. Yes.
Pogs, mini Boglins, Monster in My Pockets, they were still going around. Werebears.
Whoa.
The internet was being talked about.
It's pretty
Computers
slow.
were growing in popularity. We had Doom, we had Quake coming along. Star Wars special editions had come out. Oh my god, it's CGI. I've never seen this before. I hope George Lucas doesn't fuck that up. So there was all this stuff going on. I think what it is back in yonder times, in the before years, there was just less to do overall. So you didn't really have much options than to go play sports or have a war or wear a bowler hat. Whereas nowadays, I mean, it's not just video games and the internet. We've got all this television. We've got Netflix. There's the club scene. There's a pubbing. There's still the old stuff, and there are plenty of people doing it. But there's just so much else to do. There's so much choice, and I think it's helped diversify the human species. There's a lot more to do, a lot more individual tastes are being catered to, whereas back in those days, you were either a stand-up regular Joe who played sports, or you did nothing. You had nothing to do, because there was nothing there for you. Now there are a lot more alternate lifestyles, a lot more individual tastes, they're all being catered to, a lot more. So there's more to do. I don't think it's so much the dissolution, the disbandment of Guy as a concept, more just the diversification of people.
That sounds good. It goes in the face of the whole just go out there, be hot, be rich, be funny, get a chick to lay down with you, and then marry you, and then have the kids, have the babies, have those babies.
There are more hobbies, there are more job opportunities than ever there were, jobs that never existed before. I mean, my job, Conrad's job, Hans's job, they weren't around in years before. They've only just been really created. And a lot in the tech sector has only just been created. There's so much more to do, so much more stuff that needs doing, so many more skills that people have now that they didn't have way back when. So, yeah, I think this guy's off base. I think, if anything, the man's asking for a return to tradition. And that's one thing I've never been fond of. I find tradition as this rigid concept that people have to stick to can be very socially damaging, or at least socially stifling. So no, I even if I agree with his idea that the traditional role of the guy has dissolved, I certainly don't think it's a bad thing, and I certainly don't think it's something to be concerned about, because I think the concept of guy is outdated. There are so many different types of human now. There are certainly different types of women, different types of men, a lot more than we're catered to.
What about the babies? You guys, we gotta make babies. We gotta go out there, flex our butts, get chicks getting into it.
I honestly don't care.
What?
I really do not
care. The babies.
I'm going to reproduce out of a sense of necessity to perpetuate this set of genes, but that's really it. I'm not.
See, I'm not going to procreate, mostly to spite my father. So.
I don't know, I want kids. That'd be nice.
Hamza. Oh, Hamza.
I mean, no, fuck kids. That's stupid.
No, there's going to be a lot of great things about being a parent. I'm looking forward to, reading them stories and teaching them things and molding a person, totally from scratch, because, you meet people and you can have an impact on their lives, and you can sort of push them or prod them or, help them with things and, help them to develop, but it's not the same as having one right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
When everything that you say or do has an impact on their life, and just be a fascinating thing, just scientifically to experience.
I hear from people all the time that what you do isn't quite as important as what people think. There'll be people who have 8 kids, they bring them up all the exact same way. 2 of them are in jail, 2 of them are lawyers, the other 2 are, off in Madagascar somewhere, just feeling things out. So yeah,
I mean that's the old nature.
I'm gonna do the one. Thanks.
That's the nature versus nurture thing, though. I think it's a bit of both. I think people are born with a certain type of personality, and that dictates how they react to certain things that happen when they're being brought up. My brother and I had very similar upbringings, and I think the way we turned out are a direct reflection of the upbringings we had, but the personalities we had influenced how we dealt with and grew from those experiences.
Oh, sure, yeah. But if you guys are just jerking off, playing video games, we're not going to have any more babies, guys.
Good. They're annoying. They stink of shit, Jonathan.
Babies do?
Yeah, they're annoying. And they get older, they don't get much better. They're neat, 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 neat in your ear. Can I play on the 360 gym? Yes.
The fact of the matter is that even if a lot of these men aren't breeding, plenty of other people are. Plenty of other stupid, aggressive, mindless people are breeding.
So idiocracy has not been prevented by the internet, then. That's what I was hoping.
It's probably been accelerated.
Oh, that's too bad. I was
That's
really
the thing.
hoping.
I mean, if you believe in natural selection, which you should because it's real, there is a real precedent that suggests that idiocracy is a thing that will happen, because a lot of the more educated, smarter people are waiting until they're older to have children, then they usually have like one or two, and keep it within their means. Whereas people in my family didn't.
But you're a smart guy, Jim. You're one of the smartest guys.
Very much anomalous.
I hope you have babies, Jim. I want more Jims.
I'm only joking about some members of my family.
Have babies, though. Just get off the internet.
I ain't having babies.
Start sticking it in. And
I've got to raise that one.
After he's done.
Doing an awful job with this one.
He seems like a well-tempered young chap. He seems very nice.
I'm sure I'm destroying it in some way.
Destroying it. Yeah.
Calling it is one problem.
I had hoped. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I think children should be dehumanized as much as possible. Stripped of identity and personality, so they don't get in my way.
I was going to say before that it seemed like a lot of the worst people ever spend a lot of time on the internet, because I just read so many mean things that make me sad. And there's great people too. The four of us are on the internet, so that's why I thought idiocracy might be prevented, because the internet seemed to be where all the worst people were going. But maybe they're having sex too.
Well, you also have to understand there's a baseline level of intelligence necessary to turn the computer on and get on the internet. Okay, all of the people who can't figure that out, they're fucking.
Yeah, good one, Conrad. Good point.
What's the only thing there is to do in this town?
Yeah, and it makes Jersey Shore people. They're the people who are fucking all the time.
Yeah,
Jersey Shore people.
They're tweeting. Twitter has made it so you can do both. Oh.
Twitter, yeah, I mean, Twitter is so easy to grasp for those types of people that that's why there's so many people on it. It's gotten to the point where I can look at the trending topics and guess the gormlessness of the Twitter pictures I'm going to see lined up in a column when I fucking click on it. It's a shame, Jonathan, and these are the people having lots of sex.
Yeah, I feel sad now.
And I don't want to have a child and bring it into a world where there are lots of Jersey Shore people. That would be child abuse. That, sir, would be child abuse.
You've got to make them so we can have little yous instead of all little schnookies, or whatever her name is. Schnooky?
The war's lost.
Schnooky? We already lost the war? Come on. The war's lost.
The only thing that's going to save it is if
and you participated, Holmes.
I did.
You and your reality television.
That was a long time ago.
You paved the way.
Oh, I didn't.
Pioneer.
Yeah.
You started the whole fucking trend. You perpetuated it.
You lowered the drawbridge and raised the
You are directly responsible for the Jersey Shore.
You are Snooky's father.
I'm not.
You are the progenitor. You are the Jersey Queen.
I'm not. I showed up, and shows were much nicer then. They had ideas.
Oh, that's how it starts. That's how it starts. Oh, please, said Einstein. I didn't want it bombed on them people. I just made a bomb for a joke. That's exactly what Einstein said. He said he made a bomb for a joke, and then America took it too far.
Karl Marx was all, hey, let's all share stuff. Yeah, it sounded great.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
It is a pretty good idea. Communism, it's alright, just doesn't work out because people are bad.
Oh, I'm going to be an actor, said Ed Norton once. And then we ended up with The Room.
It's all Ed Norton's fault. Oh, poor Ed Norton. His career is kind of sad. He's in the new Bourne, though. Nah, we should talk about video games. I'm sorry. What video games? You were talking before about La Mulana.
Whoa. We're gonna talk about video games. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not gonna be part of this. I'm fucking out. I'll see you guys later next week. Bye.
Whoa.
That's Harm's gone.
He really did that.
He actually did have to go, actually.
Totally did it.
I know. That was great acting on his part, though.
But that was fantastic.
I cut you off. You were talking about La Mulana, and you can actually play it.
Yeah. Now that I've got the controller hooked up, and it was like totally painless, and it just automatically recognized it. I didn't have to dick around to play the game. Yeah, it was $14.99 well spent. Okay. Let me tell you.
The prior version, the original freeware version. I think it was free. I got it for free anyway, and it seemed good, but such a time sink and such a emotional investment you need to form with the game in order to continue.
But I think I need that right now. I think I really badly need that because I just have not been connecting at all with any of the games I've been playing.
Oh, really? That's
I don't feel invested in them.
Sure.
I play them and I'm like, okay, that was a game.
Yeah.
This is making me work to make maps and sort of keep track of things, and I have notes that I've taken and stuff because it doesn't retain all the information. It doesn't point me exactly in the direction I need to go, and I'm finding a certain level of satisfaction in that. I don't want all games to be like this. I'm generally the guy who's like, you just get all of the busy work out of my way and let me play the freaking game.
Sure.
But right now it feels good to just sort of invest in something.
Because you're getting married.
Demanding for me. Yeah, I guess that, I don't know. That might have.
That's where all your investment and demand would go. But you're right. It's just kind of a formality if you've been together for that long.
Yeah, it's we've got catering things. It's basically a lot of Katrina asking me if I think things are okay, and me saying, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I might be interested in escaping into the world of La Mulana in that circumstance.
Did I ever tell you how I got married?
No, Jim, how did you get married?
Alright. We got married in a Ruby Tuesday.
Whoa.
Mostly because it was near the house, and I would go in there and order, they had at the time a bison burger, and I would say M bison burger. And everyone would laugh, except for the waiter. So that was it. We got married by an atheist minister, a friend of ours called Sam. It was near the house. It was done in 2 minutes.
Did you stand up, or were you sitting
No. He just said, do you? And I went, yeah. And he went to Alex, do you? And she went, yeah. We signed a piece of paper, ate a bison burger, and that makes me laugh every time I hear people talk about the sanctity of marriage and how, it should be taken seriously and traditional. And then I'd think of 3 atheists marrying in a Ruby Tuesday for no other reason than to make a Street Fighter joke.
That's cute.
Yeah, the venue for our wedding is, I guess it was a warehouse or something.
What?
At one point. Yeah, now, it's some building that's been repurposed, and it's an organization, and they rent out the space that they have. I don't know exactly what they do. But Katrina really likes them, and it's a neat little sort of balcony view thing. It'll be an outdoor affair, and which, risk of rain, always fun. But yeah, it's not traditional at all, and I don't want to do that. I'm so not interested in doing what everybody else has done throughout history. Like, why bother?
Yeah, there's no
It's because you play Skyrim and masturbate. You're not doing the traditional guy thing of getting married in a church with a nice suit.
Well, it makes me think about religion. I was thinking about religion hard as it relates to video games the other day.
You were thinking about religion hard.
Hard.
Why does
hard
thinking about
thoughts.
religion make you hard?
It didn't make me hard.
You said you were hard thinking about it.
I was thinking hard about it. Hard thinking. Thinking hard. You know? Anyway.
Is it the rigidness of the lecterns?
It's something to think deeply about, because people take religion for granted, because we're brought up to just have it taken as a given that it exists and it's popular and people like it.
We're done talking about video games, listeners, by the way.
No, this is related to video games.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you think about a video game,
Mm-hmm.
it's a series of arbitrary rules, usually arbitrary, that you have to follow, and you get really invested in this world that's presented to you, and you feel an emotional connection to it, and you feel like it's got a meaning to you on some level, some emotional meaning, even if it's a simple game of Call of Duty. You care what happens in the game. So if you care, then it has meaning, and you want to get to the end goal. And you get to the end goal if you followed all the rules and did everything right as determined by the arbitrary standards of the game. It's just like religion.
And along the way, you're offered opportunities to give the people running it a lot more money.
Yeah, exactly. DLC all the time.
Yes, but I think isn't all of this pitched to us as a fantasy, as a fiction, as opposed to religion, which is pitched to us as a reality?
I don't know.
There's a subtle distinction there.
Unless David Cage is making it.
Yeah, depends.
In which case, it's not about fun. It's more about having a terrible time.
People take the world's video games very, very seriously, and they emotionally resonate.
I did a feature on that once. Religious fundamentalism, I called it.
Exactly. I didn't mean to borrow from your point.
No. I was just adding to yours.
Yeah. We think a lot alike on this. And in general, religion is it takes all the power that artists have. Because an artist wants to make something that people are going to think is important and think relates to them and think is worth investing in and even kind of believe in. Religion does all of that, but to the benefit usually of the people who are running the particular religion. So
the only major difference is, like your little scientist friend said, games stop people having sex and making babies, whereas
religion
makes the Duggars and their 19 children. They're 19 scary children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's us judging all religions.
Well, I don't judge a religious person any more than I judge someone who really loves Devil May Cry. It's just what you like. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't harbor any feelings whatsoever towards religions or the religious. I just don't care. It's your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
I can see video games though.
Sure. Yeah.
Just pointing it out. Okay, let's talk about some more video games.
Oh, sure.
Are we down with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Are we down with the sickness?
I love it.
Are we down with the sickness?
Oh my God.
Mother, get up.
Damn right. Jonathan Holmes.
Yes.
Jonathan Holmes. Now, I'm sure you'll agree. Because we've been talking about love a lot on this episode.
We have?
I think so. It's been a bit of a romantic
Love
episode.
and marriage.
Marriage.
Yeah, let's have sex. No pig. We talk about.
That was very
good. That's good. I like that.
Now, I think you'll agree, as someone who has found true love in life, Jonathan, that your soulmate, when you find the one, the soulmate, you almost get a sixth sense about what they're thinking and what they're hoping for and what they dream of.
Yeah.
And Jonathan, as your soulmate, I get a sense of what you hope and long and dream of.
Do you?
Which is why I agree with you that, yes, we should open our own zoo.
Now you're talking about that? I thought you said you wanted to talk about video games now.
But we are. Now, you know that film? It was out recently. I think it came out on Blu-ray recently. I think it's called, like, Honey, I Blew Up the Zoo.
Right, with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah. Honey, I Blew Up the Zoo, in which Matt Damon buys a zoo. and presumably blows it up. I've not seen it. I saw the mawkish, cloying trailer.
I heard it was good.
But I thought, because I saw the trailer, I thought that looks like fun.
Okay.
Now, Jonathan.
You want to blow up a zoo?
I would like to turn your house into a zoo.
Oh.
If I may.
That would be the worst. I just got a new puppy today, and it's already, I feel...
Fantastic! We've already got one animal. That's a good foundation. That's the jumping off point.
Okay.
Come to Jonathan Holmes' Magic Zoo. We'll call it the Magic Zoo. See exotic creatures from around the world, like dogs. A dog, right?
Sure.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Where are we going to get the other animals from?
No, I'm thinking why I don't want any animals, and I can barely handle having... That's what I'm thinking. No.
Good question.
Thinking, don't do that, yeah?
Now, Jonathan,
Uh-huh.
you have appeared on MTV's Boy Meets World.
I have not.
Or
That's
whatever it was called.
That's right, yes.
Which means you are an accomplished actor.
Nope, I'm not.
It doesn't matter. Either way, you're going to be all of the animals.
No.
Right? So
Yeah.
here's what goes on. Here's what goes down. We invite people by appointment only to come to Jonathan Holmes' Magical Zoo. They get to spend half an hour with the dog.
Okay.
Can
The
look
real dog.
The real dog. They can look at it. That's about it. Then we say
They can't talk. They can't. My dog loves people.
Well, I would like them to not touch the dog. I don't want to overstimulate them before we bring out the monkey.
The monkey.
The monkey. What we're going to do is we're going to knock through one of the walls in your apartment, and set up a little stage with a cage on top of the stage and a curtain over the cage.
Uh-huh.
And in that cage is you, naked, right? Covered in... We're going to splash treacle on you. Conrad's going to help. He and I are going to douse you in a bucket of treacle and then throw barbershop hair at you and some pubes.
What's treacle?
Treacle, like sticky, chewy liquid.
Oh, okay.
Sugary.
Sugary.
Put it in
sweet
cakes
liquid.
and things.
Oh, like a tree sap?
You can make a treacle tart.
Oh, I like a treacle tart.
Yeah, but instead we're going to make you a sticky, hairy chimp.
That doesn't sound good for me. Why would I want to do that?
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Because
Uh-huh.
when we lift off the cage and you are dancing naked, covered in hair, the people in the audience, if they pay an extra $5, get a small plastic pot full of tiny pebbles that they then get to whoop at the cage.
I'm telling you, somewhere along the line, you don't know what happened necessarily, but I did something, said something that made you feel like I've got to hurt him, I've got to stop him, I've got to...
Stop him!
Yeah, there's something in you that's like, I must destroy my friend Jonathan Holmes.
I'd like you to be something in me. But that will have to wait until after closing time, because we've still got a lot of animals to show the people. So anyway,
I'm covered in welts. Yeah.
So once you're done, I mean, preferably you'll be dancing up and down, right? Going like that, while people are throwing small pebbles at you. It's not going to hurt much, but they will... Basically, whoever gets you to say ow will win a cuddly stuffed monkey. Which hopefully you will have bought before we open the zoo. Because otherwise I'm going to look stupid. Don't make me look stupid, darling. Okay. So then we're going to say, did you all enjoy the monkey? And everyone will say, yes, we did. We loved throwing stones at it. And I will say, well, fantastic, because now we're going to have an elephant, you idiots. I will put the curtain up on top of the cage and say, ladies and gentlemen, wait for about 4.5 minutes, and then we'll get the elephant. Did I say elephant? Elephant in the cage, and then we're gonna get paint, silver spray paint. Shake that up, and spray it all over you.
Oh, wow.
And especially get it in your eyes so that they don't look human, because that would be a dead giveaway. Strap a dildo to your face, and then lift open the curtain again. And then we say, ladies and gentlemen, it is an elephant!
This is sounding very cost-effective.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Wow.
And we'll say, and then I'll go, because I'll be dressed up like a ringmaster, obviously, and I'll sniff at the cage and I'll go, pooey, that elephant stinks of fucking shit.
That's really mean. That's really mean. I mean, you've already covered me in welts and human hair that you got from barbershops.
Yeah,
And
well, what's the
now
one-
I've got 24 hours until I'm in the hospital. 24 hours tops. Because covering someone in spray paint, of course, it clogs your skin can't breathe, and you start to get really hot and confused. I don't.
Elephants are hot. They live in the desert.
They are hot.
They live in the Sahara Desert.
And I'm blind now. I can't see ever again because my eyes aren't silver, so that part didn't work out. But you have effectively killed my eyes, which may cause some discoloration to them. Because the paint isn't going to stick to my eyes, you see. They're too wet.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be like clogged in my eyelids. Just a thick
Well,
surface.
here's the thing.
Mm,
Here's the thing, right?
yeah.
Because I know you're worried
I'm very worried.
about being covered in spray paint.
Well, I'll die.
Well, why do you think I said that you stank of shit? Because then I will say, hey kids, do you want to hose down this disgusting fucking immigrant elephant? And the kids will say, yes, hose down the immigrant, And I'll say to them, kids, say immigrant elephant, because otherwise that sounds really fucking racist. And then the kids will be all like, I'm sorry, mate, I'm sorry. So, fine, I don't want to get in fucking trouble, because, you know, people have gotten in trouble for that kind of thing. So, we'll get a hose, give them to the kids, and they'll hose down the filthy elephant. And the whole
Why am
while...
I filthy? Why? I thought I had treacle and body hair. Why do I smell like...
The
like-
whole while, Jonathan, the parents will be clapping like that, and they'll be shouting, you stink of shit!
Why do I stink of shit? I should smell just fine.
Jonathan the elephant, you stink of fucking shit!
Just because you told them I do, they just think I do after that?
Oh, sorry, I've still got that cough.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm laughing too much. But it's called reverse psychology, Jonathan.
Okay.
If I tell an audience you stink of shit, they'll start to actually smell it.
That's reverse psychology?
Yes, it is.
Sounds like more of a mob mentality or like Emperor's New Clothes sort of thing.
Well,
That's
you
fine.
know when they did the radio broadcast of War of the Worlds?
Yes. 30s, I think.
Yeah, and they said, they presented it like an actual news broadcast, and they said, oh my god, the Martians are filling the place with black smoke. And the people listening, who were fucking idiots, thought they could actually, they were actually choking on black smoke. They believed it that much. And that's called reverse psychology.
Wow. So, I wonder why I've harped so much on the fact that people think I smell bad. Because that's the least of my problems at this point. I'm near death.
Well, this
I'm
is...
staggering on stage,
Yeah,
like
but you think I haven't
and
thought
vomiting.
about this. You
Right.
think I haven't thought about this. The
Yeah.
reason why I tell them you stink of fucking chunks of shit, right? Because I'll be telling them, like, oh my god, it's like he is covered in chunks of cunting shit, kids. It's so that they get the hose and hose down the elephant. Yeah!
What?
Clean him of all that fucking smell. And they'll hose you down, which will wash away the paint.
How strong is the hose?
It's gonna be pretty high fucking pressure.
I mean, if it's just a...
It's a fire hose.
It's a riot hose, essentially. I hope you like the taste of Cage. I'm talking about a metal Cage, not David Cage. That's next week's idea. So they'll wash the paint off. The kids will hold the hose. They'll get blasted back and hit the wall. They'll probably go through it. I would clear some of this with your landlord.
This is happening in my house?
Yeah, it's happening in your apartment.
I forgot that. Yeah. Yeah.
They'll spray off. They'll spray off all the paint and the hair and the treacle. At which point you will have to hold your hands behind your back and fall on the floor, which, well, that probably won't be by choice.
Yeah.
And while you're wriggling around and writhing on the floor and possibly, like, whimpering and in some sort of, I don't want to say pain, more like enthusiastic discomfort, I will say, look, ladies and gentlemen, the elephant has gone away. It is a snake one now. And then everyone will applaud and say, God, it's like a fucking magic trick. First there was an elephant, and oh God, the elephant was smelly. And now it is a snake.
So a naked, hairy, vomiting, blind man who's got some silver spray paint on him, probably, is just a snake. Just a dying man. A naked, dying man.
You'll be wriggling like a snake.
I will be. I'll probably be having seizures or convulsions.
No, we're gonna need you to do about 3 shows a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a one act.
Oh
that you
God,
can
I
do this once,
apologise.
only once.
I've got to apologise to the audience for my coughing. Let's say I'm actually over it now, but there's still a lot of build up in there.
Sure.
The laughter dislodges it. So anyway, what do we do with snakes? We club them. So at this point, we lift the cage up and drag you out on the floor, and the kids are just invited to, punch and kick you.
Yeah.
Because we'll tell them this is the snake that tempted Adam.
I wonder if I'll even be able to feel it at that point. Attempted. Oh, because it's
We'll say, kids, this is the snake that tempted Adam. Get that bastard!
They'll be more enthusiastic at that point. People love that story.
Well,
Kids
imagine
love
when kids go home to their mutties and pop-pops, and they say, Mutty and pop-pop, I went to the zoo and saw the snake that tempted Adam and Eve. I don't know where the kid's from.
Yeah, German and French.
But what other zoo can promise that? Not only will you see a dog, a chimp, and an elephant, you'll also see the serpent, Lucifer's agent,
Wow.
and kick the shit out of it.
One show only. I mean, I will be happy to be beaten to death at that point.
But you haven't. But we haven't reached the grand finale.
We haven't, but I'm dead or I'm dying.
You will be all right.
Okay.
You'll be all right. You better be, because
I'm fine. Yeah.
the grand finale is you getting up on your hands and knees and crawling, right? you will have to crawl towards me where my pants are already around my ankles, Jonathan.
Why? Why would your pants be around your ankles?
So that I can shit on your back.
Oh.
I'm gonna do a load of shit on your back.
Is there circus music going on this whole time? Like,
Yes! Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It's truly nightmarish. Sure.
Let's go. So I'll be doing. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Jonathan. I've been saving up this feces. I've actually got some in bags, like charcoal sacks, like what you get at gas stations. They're full of shit. I do a fresh poo on your back. I get the 2 big sacks. I pour them on your back, and then kind of slap it in a big pile. And then I point at you and say, "Look, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle."
Just a shit-covered man, which you've already accused me of being, falsely accused me earlier.
It's a man. It's you, Jonathan, on your hands and knees with a big shell on your back.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, here is the original Heroes in the Half Shell, Shredder the Turtle. And the kids are fucking freaking out at this point. There are 10-year-olds having their first erections.
But that's just a man covered in old feces. I'm not even standing straight up. I'm just...
It's a hero in a half shell.
I guess.
What does a hero in a half shell do? Ninja tricks.
That's true.
And at that point, I hand the kids their throwing stars, and you will catch them. using the ninja reflexes.
Yeah. I mean, a hero is... Some say a hero is just someone who's had a terrible time. You know? Like, look at these heroes. They survived all those problems, be it a fire or, you know, a disease or something. They're not heroes. They just didn't die. Which is cool. I respect that. But, you know, a hero is someone who does something for someone else, like gives to others. And I'm...
giving the greatest gift of all. Happy, cherished childhood. Some of these kids, Jonathan,
Yeah.
are underprivileged.
Oh.
They come from inner cities,
Uh-huh.
poor families. Yeah?
Yeah, I feel bad for them.
Some of them are
Tired?
Siamese twins.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, some of them are proper freaks.
Like long-nosed guys.
Long-nosed guys,
Yeah.
Harlequin, ichthyosis, all kinds of fucked up shit.
Long fingers, a lot of long parts of their back.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of underfunded, underprivileged, underintelligent, if I'm to be perfectly honest, children who are relying on you to give them a bit of joy.
By having them throw ninja stars at my body and then bloody wounds, feces, blind, sick, dying.
Jonathan, I think you're focusing entirely too much on the wounds and the feces and not enough on the smiles.
What would you focus on if
I'm focusing on being the ringleader.
It's just all about you, Jonathan Holmes. Oh, poor little me, poor me, covered in feces and pain.
Every week I have to think about
death and hit with ninja stars. What about these children?
And what about the work we're
Some of them can't afford iPods.
I've got to be the showman of the piece. I'm the one doing all the work. Conrad's slaving away. He's the Beastmaster.
What does that mean? He's just got a whip or something?
He has got a whip.
And a chair.
He's got a whip and a chair. And the big finale is when he breaks the chair over your back, sending the ship flying in all directions. And the kids laugh because, you know, what kid doesn't like poo?
Do they know it's poo, or do they think it's a turtle shell?
At that point, they know. Once it explodes, they say, "Ha! It was actually poo. I'm a kid. I love poo." And they start splashing around in it, throwing it at each other. Some of the dimmer ones will start eating it.
But 20 minutes earlier, I was ashamed for my poo stink that didn't even exist. And now it's just a poo party. Oh, it's great, yeah.
Reverse psychology strikes again.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. That is a funny song.
Does that tune make you feel better about the idea?
Every week, I mean, for a while it was like, let's just do a impossible kind of bad idea. No, first it was, you know, let's make you feel uncomfortable by pretending you're an expert on a repulsive subject, like having sex with children. And then it was, I just want to have sex with you. And then it was, let's just have terrible ideas. And now it's just, let's think about murdering you once a week.
I don't want you murdered.
How I will kill you in a long, elaborate...
I don't want you murdered because you got to do this show 3 times a day. We're going to sell tickets like nobody's business. They're going to sell like hot cakes.
I will die, though. I mean...
You will with that attitude. With that defeatist attitude. You will die, I promise you that. But if you actually think positive...
So if I choose to live, I will survive it, you're saying.
Yeah. Love lifts you up where you belong.
That's a great song.
You're a monkey now.
I'm going to move my computer because it's melting my pelvis. Is this okay? Does it sound bad?
I'd be quite interested in having you melt your pelvis live on Podtoid.
It's already really I'm just focusing on the positives now.
Yeah. Tell me more about how hot your pelvis is. I mean, I knew that from the start.
It's, you know, it's got some hair on it, sadly. And it's got hip bone. I've got a little collection of tissue. Is that hot? Is that how you turn people on?
Oh, bear with me while I get a collection of tissue hearing about this. Do you get it, Jonathan? I mean, wipe up my spunkle now.
Oh, no, I hadn't thought of that.
dab it off the end of my penis.
Ah, man, I can't believe people are ejaculating all the time. So weird, all the time. There's so many people doing it. Like
People
weird.
love ejaculating.
They just can't stop doing it. They make movies about it.
It's ejaculate for America. America's next top ejaculate.
There is a time when that will be a hit, and we will live to see it.
Yeah.
I look forward to that. Conrad, how are you back there?
Well, you're kind of in a tunnel.
I'm in a tunnel now? Oh! I don't even know, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I should just not talk.
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, I understand. It renders one speechless.
It really does. It really does. I mean, trust me. I'm interested in the torment and misery of one person as much as the next. But I got to be perfectly honest with you, John. You're not holding up your end of this. We need to.
I'm not doing a good enough job. What did I do wrong?
I fucking love it. I love Conrad being on Podtoid. Oh dear. Oh, it makes my Tuesday.
Yeah, it is big.
Oh, Jonathan.
It makes me feel less alone and also totally lost and alone without any hope.
The more people there are, the more lonely we become. Islands in a sea of consciousness.
Yeah, indeed.
That was quite poetic, wasn't it?
Assuming people like this episode, then I know that what people like is me just being in trouble. They want me to be in peril.
I don't think they do. I think they like the idea of you being in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think anybody actually wants you to be in trouble.
It's like Grand Theft Auto. It's like I'm not going to go out and actually shoot an old woman in the head.
But it's fun to dream about it.
Yeah, I have ambitions. I have pipe dreams.
I guess it is a harmless and fun way to just kind of think about killing a guy.
It's a lovely wish.
Yeah,
Tell you what.
well,
I tell you what. I'll talk about video game.
you will. I
I'll
can't
talk
wait to hear about it.
I'll talk about a couple.
Well, please.
For the past while, I've been obsessed with scary things. Now, I like horror games. I think I've said on Podtoid before that I've often been disappointed that a lot of survival horror, as much as I love it, doesn't actually terrify me.
Sure.
But the indie PC games, the mods and the freewares and the betas that have been coming out and growing in popularity, some of them are truly amazing. Some of them are absolutely riveting. This weekend I played Slender. A lot of PC players will have heard of all these. I've heard of them for a long time, but I only really had the chance to play them recently. So I played Slender, which is based on the Slender Man legend. And that whole thing, the internet has started to create its own mythos. Whereas urban legends before were passed down in folk tales and just word of mouth and things people said in school, now it's happening on the internet. And there's the Slender Man, which started on Something Awful and talks about this featureless, tall creature that wears a business suit and has impossibly long arms and legs and hangs around silent in the forests. And there are some wonderful YouTube videos on it. And there's this game that's based on a lot of this Slenderman stuff. And the game is simply put, there's very little to it. You walk in a forest, a very dark forest. And there are pages plastered on walls around this forest. There's things in there like an empty house, an old rundown truck and stuff. And as you collect more pages, more and more spooky stuff happens. You hear all these like scary ambient noises and stuff. And eventually the Slender Man appears. And every time it's played in first person, and every time your camera like just focuses on him, there's this huge discordant violin shriek, and it is fucking terrifying. I don't mind saying, it is horrifying. And the more you look at Slender Man, the more your sanity drains, and then you go insane and die. So the idea is to collect these pages without looking at Slender Man, and he's got ways of making you look, because he can appear at any point. And so that's what you do. And that
What is it like when your sanity drains? You know, I feel pretty strongly about sanity not being a thing. You just kind of...
I mean, it's a gameplay mechanic. It's more based on again, the Slender Man legend is this idea that he can distort camera footage and technological things.
Okay.
So a lot of static and stuff and broadcast. So that's how it's represented in the game. Is the more you look at him, the more the screen kind of breaks apart and you get static noise and everything.
That sounds cool.
And yeah, I mean, it's very basic. It's in beta. The graphics are not much, but that doesn't harm it. I think that's the amazing thing about these games I've been playing is they are not pretty at all. But if anything, that enhances it. It gives it that old school budget. I find Hollywood horror not very scary at all. It looks too pretty. It looks too fake.
Sure.
Some of the old 70s, 80s horror movies, they terrify the shit out of me because the shit that's happening is real. It looks kind of silly, and I've often said before that silliness has its own breed of scariness to it, because something that looks silly and yet is threatening, to me, is horrifying.
Oh, sure.
And terrifying. I think that's why people are afraid of clowns a lot. It's why Jacob's Ladder, I think, is an effective film, because the monsters in Jacob's Ladder look stupid, but they're threatening, and that doesn't work. And it's kind of wrong and creepy. And that's how Slenderman works. Like, taken at face value, Slenderman looks kind of silly, but the fact it's such an intimidating presence makes you more and more paranoid and horrified and all this shit. So I played that. That is excellent. The game's called Slender. Also...
I was just going to say, it sounds like without... Because I've watched video of that game with the sound off, and it didn't do much for me, but the way you described the sound design...
Like sound design has a big part of it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's true of a lot of horror games, unless you kind of hit people on their subconscious, and sound can do that a lot more easily than visuals, I think.
Yeah.
Because it hits you in ways you don't realize it's hitting you. It's more in the background. Yeah. Anyway, sounds great.
Yeah, the other one I've been playing was SCP-087, I believe. Now, SCP, that's something I've been getting into recently. Again, it's something other interneters will have heard about a long time ago. It's basically like a wiki of phenomena that have been captured and contained by the fictional SCP group Foundation, which stands for, I believe, Secure, Contain, and Protect. And you look at this wiki, these pages are all full of these weird creatures and weird objects that they found and contained, and the pages are written in this professional way with redacted pages, blacked out names, so it looks very government and spooky and classified and conspiracy type stuff. It's great fun. I believe the guys at Rock Paper Shotgun described it as let's pretend it's real even though we know it's not, which I think has been the basis of a lot of horror films with like Blair Witch and Paranormal Activity and all that stuff. So one of these SCPs is 087, which is a flight of stairs in a high school, which they've locked with an electronic lock, but it disguised the door so it looks like a normal janitor closet, so people pass by it every day, but inside is fucked up shit. Oh. And it's this staircase that goes down for an indeterminate length of time, and there's a face in it that follows and looks at you, and there's a voice of a child screaming for help, but no matter how far down you go, it always sounds like it's the same distance below you, like about 200 feet.
Is this in first person as well?
And the game version of it, because like I say, this is all stuff on the wiki, okay. And the game is based on it, so that's your descent into SCP-87. So you go down these stairs, and that's all the game is. You know, it's no more interactive than something like Dear Esther, which I have slagged off in the past. But the game, the interactive element comes from the fact that just this phenomena is happening to you. It's not like Dear Esther where you're just walking and observing. Things in here are, you know, they're designed to scare you, not just relay information. And again, like graphically, it's really not much. It's in beta. It's far from perfect. Played it last night in my office with the door shut, all the lights off, total darkness, volume up loud. I ran out the office when I was done and was like, nope! It's fucking great. It's fucking great, and just the noises and the thing that jumps out, and the game can end in many random ways. You never know when it's going to end. You could die on the 14th floor, or you can go down like 20 levels, maybe even 30 levels, and something will get you. Like the first time I fell down a hole and died. The second time this face flashed up in front of my eyes and didn't appear again for like 10 flights of stairs. All the while, though, I'm now shitting myself. And in true, like, Hitchcockian style horror, it's even scarier when nothing happens. Because then it's like, well, nothing's happened. It's got to be down the next flight of stairs. And then nothing happened. You get more and more paranoid. And then just when you're at fever pitch, then the shit hits the fan. So yeah, they're two games that I highly recommend. One to keep an eye on is just called Paranormal. I played the beta of that today. It's very rough, that one. But it's basically a haunted house simulator. Based on films like Paranormal Activity, you play a guy who is holding a video camera capturing phenomenon to prove that he's not crazy. And you run around this house. It's an artist's house, so it's already full of weird shit. Like those wooden dolls that they use to pose to get the human form.
Artist model dolls.
Artist model dolls. So they pop up, you'll open a door and one that wasn't there before will suddenly be stood there looking up at you. The smoke alarm will go, you'll run down the stairs, you'll find a whole chain of the models holding hands around a fire where they've set fire to one of your paintings. Blood will come out of the sinks. All this kind of... Some of it very hokey stuff, some of it very, jump scary. I know a lot of people aren't fond of jump scares. But if you just want a fun, haunted house, make yourself scream and jump a few times, it's definitely got the stuff.
Can you, in any of these games, can you defend yourself in any way?
No.
I didn't think so.
The main defense in Slender is, don't look at him. In SPC, you're fucked. You will be killed. It's just a matter of when. These games are more designed almost to... I mean, it just appeals to that instinct we have. It's why we watch horror movies. People like the thrill of being scared. It obviously releases something in our brain. You maybe know more about it than myself. But that's what it is. It's just there to dare you. And it's very effective, and I'm finding it thrilling, and I'm really looking forward to... I'm going to give Cry of Fear another chance as well. That was a lot more game-like. That had combat and stuff in it. But what little I played was very scary, but I found that the combat was too clunky for me to enjoy. It's like I get that horror games have clunky combat, but that seemed to force combat on you, and it wasn't fun. But I did love the atmosphere. Again, just so low budget, but... they got the atmosphere just right, and to the point where it doesn't matter. And if anything, the low budget makes it scarier because the shit just looks more demented.
Yeah, there's just a feel-bad look to those kinds of graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to feel bad in a game like that. It sounds like they really respect the player's capacity to just get by on curiosity. Like so many games, like, if we don't reward them with a milestone and make them feel as though they're empowered and they've learned a new skill, and they won't keep playing. But if you have a sense of curiosity, and I think a lot of people who are willing to play video games do have that, because they're curious about what they can discover in a world instead of just having the world presented to them, then you're going to play a video game that kind of appeals to that side of you. And all of those games have me, just hearing about them has me really curious.
Yeah. And I mean, some of these games, there's no real interaction with them. But say with Paranormal, part of the challenge is seeing how much fucked up stuff you can find in a night. You've only got a limited amount of life on the camera's battery with which to record this shit. It's almost like a haunted Pokemon Snap, except instead of recording cute little creatures, you are trying to capture as much fucked up shit that you don't want to see because it's too scary on film. I think that particular game's got a long way to go before it'll get truly scary, but I love the groundwork they've laid. I think done right, that could be magnificent.
Yeah, it sounds exciting. I'm glad that this is... because I think this scale of game in general, one thing they can do with that scale, that size and budget, is take risks and appeal to the people who are going to play a video game, regardless of how much it kind of fits their preconceived notion of what a game can be. So it sounds like they're running with that and succeeding really good.
Yeah, I mean, that's true of a lot of PC development. It's
Yeah.
These guys aren't investing millions and millions of shareholder dollars into games. They can take as many risks as they like, and a lot of them are getting rewarded for it, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah, that's meaningful. That's good news. That's fun. I'm glad you found some fun horror games. I'm still playing a little bit of Fatal Frame 2 Wii Edition, and it's not as scary as those games you're talking about. And it's fun, and it appeals to your curiosity like the games you're talking about, but not quite as original. It's just ghosts. Ghosts, you feel bad for them, but you also are scared of them. It's an interesting kind of split there between pity and fear. It's fun to go between those emotions, but overall, it's Ghost.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Should I do questions? You want questions, you guys? What do you want?
We can do some questions. Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
We can do some questions.
I wonder if we'll get some. I'll see. People are excited. They were asking me questions before I even asked. Something about Final Fantasy 13 too. Let me see if I can. Yeah, Samson Jinx, who is the 1080-bit gamer, asks, what does Final Fantasy 13-2, and now the redone version of Final Fantasy 14, indicate about the working of Square Enix at the moment? Do you think that indicates anything new?
Nothing new. I
Well,
think
what do
it
you
just
think?
reconfirms a lot. They need to
What-
fucking stop. Square Enix needs a year where it just doesn't announce anything and it just gets rid of its shit that it's got to get done. It's ridiculous. I mean, there's a reason why that Final Fantasy 13 Versus cancellation rumor was so easy to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Because Square Enix have eyes bigger than their belly. They announce too much shit. I think they spend more time coming up with waffling, pompous, made-up words for their game titles than they do actually developing the games themselves. And while they're at it, stop with these fucking portable Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah.
I wanted Kingdom Hearts 3 so badly for the past few years, but I feel burnt out on the series.
When did Kingdom Hearts 2 come out? Was that 2006?
I was still in England, I know that much.
Yeah. I think it was around when Final Fantasy Versus 13 was
Yeah.
announced, which was before the PlayStation 3 even came out.
Yeah, it was one of the tail-end PS2 games, but before the PS3 release.
Yeah,
if I
it was
remember.
ridiculous. And all I wanted was Kingdom Hearts 3. But they then released all these fucking portable ones with their
Which are not
stupid
necessarily-
names.
They're kind of fun, though. I played
But the
PS2 one.
story! The
Yeah.
story has gone out of control!
It's been 6 years.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
6 years, and you'd think I'd be starving for a new one after a 6-year wait, but with these stopgap games they've released, they've just made me hate the series more and more, just resent it. And I've been playing a little bit of the new one, Dream Drop, whatever it's
Distance.
called, Donkus or
It's
whatever.
3Ds. It's 3Ds.
Fucking Square Enix can suck 3Ds.
Yeah, I just realized there's the PSP one, the 3DS one, the DS one, and then
And just every game they
2
add.
Game Boy Advance ones, I think. So there's like almost 3 times as many spin-offs as actual games.
And with each game, they add more just ludicrousness to the story. More just pointless, quasi-philosophical horseshit that comes out of their mouths. Maybe I am everything, or maybe I am nothing. That meant something, probably. Heart darkness, heart darkness. They've added more weird game mechanics that nobody wants. I thought with this one, I was playing fucking dildo dick dance off, and it felt I was in Traverse Town and they were playing the old music, and I thought, this is great. This is just like the oh no, here we are. Touch the touchscreen and flick the thing and catapult the thing and press this button to do a whizzo magical superpower awesome attack and.
They're kind of cool, though, right?
That series farts into wine glasses and drinks its own farts like Chardonnay.
Wow.
And I love it. This is coming from someone who loves Kingdom Hearts. I love the first game, I love the second game. And then somewhere off the the track, they went mental.
Yeah, they got mad with
They got
Paladin.
so far up their own fucking ass.
The games are still kind of fun. I like the DS one.
I just don't have the energy for them.
Yeah. They're not badly made games, though. I don't.
They're not
but the
badly made.
style-
I just want them to shut the fuck up and give me Kingdom Hearts 3.
Fair enough. Yeah, and they're hoping that a lot of people feel that way and will still buy Kingdom Hearts 3 when it does come out someday. Yeah, assuming it ever does. I still don't think Final Fantasy Versus 13 is going to be Final Fantasy Versus 13. They confirmed that the game is still exists, but they didn't confirm that that's still what it's called.
The 13, at least, will probably go.
It's hard to imagine. I can't see the advantage to keeping the 13 name at this point
Yeah.
in the series. Yeah, we'll see though.
Especially with the way they make it sound like a full normal Final Fantasy game in its own right.
Well, it doesn't play anything like Final Fantasy 13. It has none of the same characters. It doesn't have the same art direction. I mean, it literally has nothing.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that anyway. Why they gave us this Fabula Nova Crystales Peppermint Pringle bullshit. Again, it was just because they love making up words.
I think it was they wanted, because Final Fantasy, once you reach 13, it's like, all right, we get it. We know what these games are. They're like, oh, nope, we're doing something different this time. Our next game is actually 3 games. That's how important it is to us. That's how much confidence we have in it. That we're going to hedge our hedge 3 different games, hedge the budgets of 3 different games on it. That's what I was guessing. But that totally went to pot.
You know what?
The PSP one is now called Type 0, I think.
Type 0, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even coming out here, I guess.
It was stupid. It was stupid. It's what they do, like they did with the compilation of Final Fantasy VII. Just sheer overindulgence.
Can you hear a large engine going off right now?
I can, yeah.
Okay, I gotta stop that. Here's a question in the meantime. That's not a good question. Sorry, Silky Pryor. It's about Sega. There's nothing to say about Sega. Is there anything to say about Sega?
I don't know, Conrad?
Sega?
No. I mean, I'm grateful that the Sega Vintage Collection is slowly making it out. Somebody on Twitter, I can't remember who it was the other day, said, "Can we all just admit that Sonic wasn't ever a really good game?" And I was like, aww.
I thought it was a good concept, and some of the level design in the early games are right, but yeah, it is proportionately loved more than I think it deserves.
You know, it's funny too, because like of all of the mascot characters Sega attempted to have with the Genesis, Sonic was the one I cared the least about, and he became, greatly popular. But I mean, like Green Dog was great, Toe Jam and Earl were great, even Chakan was interesting to some extent.
Yeah, that was the Iron Maiden guy with a hat and sword, right?
The Forever Man. You got 2 swords and the most clunky gameplay. Really fascinating game, and you could see the genesis of the Genesis X-Men game in it.
That was fun.
Yeah, sorry. I know it was. I didn't mean to, but yeah, you could see like the early seeds of the X-Men game for Genesis in Chakan, kind of. Like it feels like much the same game if you play the one.
The game was by Capcom, wasn't it?
No, I think so. Yeah, it just feels very similar for some reason. I can't help but think they were inspired by it.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So Sega.
One thing I think needs to be pointed out is it's really not some great, clever, unique act of rebellion to say that Sonic isn't good.
No.
Like, for the past few years, it's become actually quite trendy to say that. So the whole, can we just admit that Sonic wasn't very good? It's not some great social step.
I was never good at it. I sucked at it. It moved too fast, and it didn't seem like my action. It didn't seem fair in the sense that my actions were, if I saw it quickly enough, I could make an adjustment and correct and continue playing. A lot of the time.
It's a lot of gotcha moments.
Right. People accuse Mega Man of, level memorization, but my God. I could make it through a level of Mega Man with much better odds than a level of Sonic on my first go.
Yeah, that makes me. That's a great point, Conrad. I guess a lot of Sonic games are like the part in Mega Man 2, little Mega Man 2 reference comedy. You know the part in Mega Man 2 where you're just falling down, in Bubble Man, I think, and dodging the spikes.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's that one's
If you
pretty
turn that
easy,
on its side and do it faster, that's just kind of a Sonic game.
right?
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
like Sonic anyway, so
I like it a
No,
little.
he
it's
could
okay.
shut up.
It's totally okay to like Sonic. I just thought that that was an awfully mean-spirited thing to say because there are, I think, good things about Sonic. It's just not a game that I've ever.
I like Mega Man. I like falling down and dodging a spike.
Yeah, my only problem with people not liking Sonic is whenever they bring it up, they say it in a way that implies they're the first person to have said it, and that they're speaking out against some religiously held truth, when it's quite the opposite these days.
If you're in the Sonic cult, though, then that is.
I don't even want to talk about those people, they scare me.
Yeah, they're pretty interesting. So yeah, Sega. I hope they survive. They were doing bad. Now they're doing a little better. They're going to focus more on digital. I think that's good. I hope they put out more games like Hell
Yep,
Yeah.
that's wise.
Yeah, yeah. I think that'll go well for them. I hope so. Jim, what do you think about 50 Shades of Grey? Oh no, it's someone who wants me to you. 50 Shades of Jim Sterling. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Look like your own sex
Here's the
thing?
thing. I only ever hear about 50 Shades of Grey from people that don't like 50 Shades of Grey. You know what? If you want that book to go away so much, shut the fuck up about it.
That was good. Let's end on that topic. Yeah, Dilly asks, and that's Hilda Tildy. What a cool name that is. I wish I had a name that was onomatopoeia like that. Does it bother you that people treat Gen 1 Pokemon games, which were honestly shit, like the only real Pokemon games? Do people do that? Do people think that the first Pokemon games were the only good ones? Or the only real ones?
What's the difference
They're the
between
only
that
ones
one and
I
all
will
the
have taken
others?
the time to play. How about that?
The first one? Really?
Yeah, those are the only ones I will take the time to play because I've already done it and I never have to do it again. If you show me that the Pokemon formula has dramatically evolved into something interesting and less time consuming than it was, then I'm there. But yeah, I know what it is. It's a basic, turn-based tactics combat game, and that's fine. I don't care. I played the first one where it was simple. I could keep track of 150 Pokemon, and if it had stopped right there, that's fine, because as far as I'm concerned in my brain, it really did.
Right. So you got the idea of Pokemon, and
And I
you
moved on with my life.
right.
They
But did
had
you
to-
enjoy that idea and want
Sure,
more?
yeah, it was fine. Yeah, the first game was fine, and I played a couple more, and I was like, wow, these all feel like the same game. Cool, I played this. I don't need to keep playing them. When you
They-
can bring me a Pokemon game that feels really, really different, I'm down.
Well, to me, that's like saying when they make a Street Fighter game, it's really, really
Like,
different.
oh no, because well, yeah, sure. Give me a 2D brawling Street Fighter. Give me those characters in a different setting and some other gameplay, because that's the only way you're going to get me interested in it. Otherwise, keep making your games that are attracting your audience that's into what you're doing, because you're not going to attract me. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That makes sense to me. And it doesn't sound like you're saying that the first Pokemon was the only real Pokemon game.
Oh no, I'm
It's
sure
the
they're all
only
fine.
one.
They just
Yeah.
all feel the same to me.
It was the only real Pokemon game.
Oh, why is that, Jim?
I just said it.
Uh-oh.
I just felt
You
like
are
saying
my
it.
guardian.
No, I'll tell you what I like. The reason why I didn't really care too much about the later ones is not really through much fault of the game as a game. I just didn't like the designs. It's like they had 150 Pokemon. They all looked diverse. They all looked somewhat like animals, like things in a world. And then when it got to the point that they were doing giraffes with chocolate giraffe heads for asses.
That was just the second. I think that was just Silver and Gold where Hereford showed.
But I think all the none of the new ones really appealed to me. I thought that the aesthetic of the first of Red and Blue was so appealing and so well done that I really enjoyed it. And I've played other Pokemon games since then. I've enjoyed them.
Keeping track of them beyond 151 is a challenge too, and you know, and then they introduce new elements, ability, right? Haven't they done some aren't there some rules or some new abilities, interrupts or
There's
whatever?
evolutions. The way you breed Pokemon changed a lot. In terms of types, they only added steel and dark.
Yeah, then the rules get more complicated, and I have more crap I feel I need to keep track of,
Oh,
and I'm buying
yeah.
books and books and books of crap. But
If
no.
you want if you want to breed the best Pokemon, you need to start opening fucking spreadsheets.
Yep.
It goes insane.
Yeah, I have some
But people love
friends
that.
who are really into that, and yeah, more power to you. I appreciate. I acknowledge the patience, and there's a video I watched of a kid getting a shiny Ponyta,
Oh, that's one of my favorite videos ever.
and it's oh, wow, that kid is awesome.
And
He
he
had a
thanks
goal,
Jesus like 50 times.
and
I'm
you know,
telling you, loving
you know.
video games and loving Jesus, there's something there.
But this kid, he had a goal. He worked towards that goal. He applied himself day in and day out. And then to hear the sheer joy of him, you know, finally achieving the thing that he wanted, I think that's just wonderful.
Yeah, it's I still love the games because I love the designs. I just like collecting a bunch of new designs. And now that they're animated, I loved Black and White, mostly just for the animation. It made me feel great. But the game was good too, and
I just feel like they're stretching for ideas sometimes, and the Pokemon just don't seem interesting.
yeah, well, I disagree. I think they're better than ever. The first generation is definitely my least favorite. It's like, oh, a blob. Oh, because the graphic limitations, they couldn't do anything all that detailed. So.
Oh, Jonathan, you are wrong.
Graphics poor.
Well, what I think you guys, yeah, I am. But Jim, I think a lot of people your age, Jim, to make it I'm just gonna, what do you call it? Invalidate your opinion based on.
Oh, just because I'm 16.
People who grew up with Pokemon 10 years later, it kind of makes sense that you don't like it as much, or at least like it the same way you did when you were 13, because you've changed a lot over those years. I started liking Pokemon when I was like 20, so to me it's always been, I've been pretty much in the same stage in my brain.
Yeah, I was 21 when I played Pokemon for the first time, and it was
Yeah.
because of the card game.
Oh, yeah.
I was working in a shop, and the game shop, board game shop, card games, and the cards came in, and you know they were selling like friggin' crazy. I'm like, all right, I got to know what this thing is, and I played, I think, Yellow.
I think I played it because cute girls were playing it at my college at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, they were really cute. I'm thinking about them right now. There was like 3 of them that were just always doing Charmander appreciation. So I'm like, yeah, I'll play that. And I loved it. Still love Pokemon.
Yeah.
Not excited about Black and White 2, though, because unless you add new Pokemon, then it is just really the same game.
Not really. I'm sorry, if it's not Ekans, I don't give a fuck. if a game does not have Ekans in it, and this is all games. If the Doom 3 remake that they're bringing out doesn't have Ekans in it, 0 out of 10.
Well, moving on. I mean, strong point, but I don't know how to respond to it. Our friend Toby Carlson, asks, any superhero games that have not happened that you want to happen? Want to have happen?
A Nightwing game where he gets his dick out. Actually, Secret 6.
Oh, yeah, you like them, huh?
I'd like the Secret 6. Give me a Secret 6 game. Different levels with the different characters, and they've all got different skills. Like snipey levels with Deadshot, and like environmental puzzles with Ragdoll.
Does the A-Team count as a superhero team? I think the A-Team counts. I've always wanted an A-Team game.
Superhuman things, absolutely.
Yeah.
People can't do it.
I think that would be fun. Planning crap as Murtaugh and building crap as BA. Yeah.
Yeah, you think after that movie, which wasn't a total bomb.
They did no game for it, as far as I'm aware. There's still the only A-Team game is the one for the Commodore 64, which is basically just shooting at floating 8-bit heads of the members of the A-Team, and they're all really, really poorly drawn.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. There's that Mr. T game for the 2600, which is just like Mr. T's head, and a square, and a rainbow. Move around. Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I pity the fool who plays that game.
You done did that. You said that.
I did.
I was just thinking this morning about how I want a Death Ray game. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not a hipster. I'm not trying to sound special or weird, but I do like weird things. Now that I think about it. You guys heard of Death Ray? Probably not.
I don't think so. No.
All right, I'll
Nope, not
explain
a
it real quick. You know the movie Ghost World with that woman who's not
Thora
mutilated?
Birch and
Yep, Thora
oh
Birch and
god,
Scarlett
that
Johansson.
wretched. Oh god, I'll see you later.
You don't like that movie?
No, I think it's incredibly pretentious and snotty.
Really? Oh, I liked
Yes,
it.
I hate those girls. Oh god,
They start off pretty unlikable, but Enid.
they don't do a whole lot to fix themselves before it's over either.
I think they do. Oh, I'm very sympathetic, especially to Seymour. I really relate with Steve Buscemi's character.
Yes, and it's really a shame. I mean, I'm glad that film was successful because I like Steve Buscemi and I like him to work, and he did as fine a job. It wasn't a problem with the role. I just didn't like the characters. I didn't like the setting, and I thought it was cruel and unnecessary and
No,
stupid.
yeah, I can see where you came from. Anyway, the guy who made that movie made a comic book called The Death Ray about a high schooler who is just kind of non-existent. He's not disliked, but no one really knows who he is. And his friend pressures him into smoking cigarettes, and then he finds out he gets strong enough to rip a phone book in half and like lift up part of a car. And then he just starts kicking people's ass. And he also finds that he has a gun that if he aims it at someone and pulls the trigger, they just disappear. That would make a great video game. Death Ray. I'd play that. Also, Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot, which was a Frank Miller, Jeff Darrow comic that there's 2 issues of. That was fun. I'd play that game.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Do you know about that? It's basically like Iron Man mixed with Captain America, plus a cute little Astro Boy robot built in Japan who desperately wants the American Iron Man guy to accept him and love him. And they beat up giant dinosaurs. It's good, man.
I can dig it.
Yeah, man. All right, so I guess you do another question.
All right, let's make one more.
All right. What is your favorite PS1 game? Asks Jan Vicken Defoe.
Like
Hard, right?
ever?
Yes.
Okay.
Favorite PS1 game.
Deception 3.
Oh, bold move. Why would you say that?
I really love the gameplay. It's not. They didn't make a better game with the PlayStation 2 title Trapped, and people have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm sure. I'm sure there's some people who know what I'm talking about. Basically, Tecmo put out 3 games on the PlayStation 1 called Deception. Tecmo's Deception, Kagero Deceptions 2, and then Deception 3 Dark Delusion. Deception 3 has the most involved story. It's terribly, terribly written, but very, very involved, and there's a lot of different branches to it, and it's sort of you're a little girl in a castle, and enemies come in and try to kill you, and you're like a defenseless little girl. Or at least that's the bait, because you have the ability to place traps around the rooms of the castle and trigger them at your whim, thus violently killing any would-be attackers.
You can't be dumb and play that game. That is a hard game for smart people who are thinking.
It's not. Well, it's not that hard. I don't think it's really that difficult.
Easy for you to say, smarty pants. I can't freaking get anywhere in that game. It's hard.
Well, the first Tecmo's Deception is really hard because they don't. It's very ambiguous in terms of what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to carry it out. And there's a lot of elements to it that are kind of unnecessary and strange. Like they're important to playing that game, but future games they do away with them entirely. Like monster capture and breeding. It's just it's a really cool if you're into the Disgaea type of, I'm going to collect a monster in a stage and now I'm going to train it and level it and grow it and so on and so forth. It's a very Eastern design thing to do. And it's really kind of cool, but it's so tedious. They got rid of it in the following games, made traps easier to use, and 2 and 3 are far, far simpler games to play.
Oh, maybe I'm mixing them up in my mind.
Plus, the first one took 9 memory card blocks, so there's no point to playing it.
Oh, yeah.
Memory card came with 12 blocks. 12 blocks! Tecmo's Deception. It was the first PS1 game I had. It was the first Tecmo's Deception.
I should go back to those. I wonder if that's the kind of game I could see someone taking that gameplay mechanic and putting it out on one of these kind of fun underground horror games that Jim's talking about.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You got an answer, Jim? You've been mulling it over?
Final Fantasy IX.
I was thinking that one. That's a good game, isn't it?
Damn right it is. I use its
Yeah,
music
I'll
in Gym
probably
Position
stream it
every
too.
week.
Yeah, I love that game a lot. I can't believe I'm still playing Fiat Rhythm for about 20 minutes a night before I go to sleep. And every time a Final Fantasy IX track comes on, I just think about how cute they made nihilistic emptiness and the meaninglessness of life with Vivi. I can't believe they pulled that off. He's a cute embodiment of maybe life is meaningless. So good.
They're done good.
Yeah, indeed.
It's a good little game.
Yeah, I'm sorry I talked about your game so much, Jim. Did you want to say stuff about why you like it so much?
No, I think it's self-evident. It's got beautiful music. Some of the best music a Final Fantasy game's ever had. Fantastic. It was to me the last time Final Fantasy allowed itself to be fun before it took itself far too seriously.
That was my puppy, sorry.
It sounded like a fire alarm with its batteries going. The villain Kuja is still one of my favourite villains of all time. Like, I love a dark, brooding... I like a complex villain. But I like complex villains so much that I can't help but love it when one who comes along who is just a cunt. And that's what Kuja is. He's just a wanker. I love it. He's a villain who seems to know he's a villain. I mean, he even talks about the whole story like it's a play, like a production. He knows he's the bad guy, and he eats up every moment of it. And yeah, just a fantastic, funny, witty...
surprising at times?
Surprising at times. I mean, the wit means that when they do get like dark and somber and serious, it really hits home. You get a game like Final Fantasy 13 and it's so dreary and dismal and depressing the whole time. There's nowhere to go from there. Whereas when you see cute little Vivi, who is just this adorable little guy who gets in funny situations with Steiner and what have you, like when he gets hurt and when he is upset, like, you really feel for the guy. I can't feel for people so much when they're just no, I don't know. And there were earlier Final Fantasies that had that problem. I mean, you know, I've got a lot of respect for Final Fantasy VIII, but Squall was
I couldn't get into that one. That's the first time I failed to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
It's a good game. It's 8's problem was it followed 7. That was its biggest problem. Was it one game had to take the fall and be the one to follow Final Fantasy VII, and obviously it was that one. But I went back to it a couple of years ago and found it a lot more enjoyable. It requires a lot of patience. You've got to give it a lot more than the other ones. But
I think that was my problem.
Yeah,
just the battles are longer, and you meet every character in the game after the first disc. And before that, Final Fantasy games kind of doled out the new characters gradually, but in that one it's like, here's everybody, and now just watch them do stuff for 2 more discs. So, no.
I want to play it again.
Maybe I'll love it now. Maybe I was judging it by the wrong standards when it came out all of...
I'm still waiting for the fucking Vita to put the PS Classics on its fucking thing.
Yeah.
I want to play the Final Fantasies, but I want them portable.
I wonder if they'll do that when the price drop happens.
Maybe. They said it'll be summer, and technically they've got August, so...
Yeah, who knows? We can hold out hope. I think my favorite PS1 game is Tobal 2. I love it so much. Do you guys know about Tobal 2?
Tobal 2.
The name's
Tobal.
familiar, but I don't think I've played it.
Well, Tobal number 1 was Square's game. Sorry about the puppy. It's a really cute puppy, though. It looks just like Toto Keke from Animal Crossing, except brown.
Sounds like it's being fingered.
It's not. I'm scratching her little ears. Aww. Puppy. Yeah, so things are going good. Sorry about that. So Tobal 2 was the sequel to Tobal number 1, which is the game that came with the Final Fantasy VII demo, which is why everybody bought it. Maybe you guys didn't. I don't know. It was a fighting game with character designs by Akira Toriyama, the Dragon Ball guy.
I think I may vaguely remember. I certainly played the demo, so someone must have had it.
Yeah, it's a neat game. The first one was good, but the graphics were really cheap, and it wasn't as big and fleshed out as a lot of other fighting games. But the system itself was great. Then they made a sequel that only came out in Japan, so I imported it. It has a huge quest mode, a single-player quest mode, where you can capture every single non-playable fighting character in the game, and then use them in the regular mode. And there's like 200 different things you can catch, like a penguin, or just a weird forklift robot, or just a pile of slime. And you can capture them Pokemon style, actually. You throw like a square at it. It's like a pokey square instead of a pokeball. And then you can play that thing in the regular mode. So just the single player mode was endlessly fun, and the multiplayer was great. It was a really well designed 3D fighting game that actually used the 3D space to incorporate into how your strategies worked out. And unlike a lot of 3D fighters where there's no fireballs, this is a fireball focused game, so there's a lot of long range play too. You can play really defensively, just stay away from the other guy, which is usually something you only do in 2D fighters. There's a robot whose arms stretch like Dawson from Street Fighter. It's just the best. It's one of the best fighting games ever, and one of the favorite games ever. So now you know. Look it up on the internet and import it. It's probably cheap now, so you can play it on your PS1. Your PS1 and your PS3. Cobalt Imaging. It's a good game.
Hell's yeah!
Hi guys.
Sounds delightful.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, I want to play it right now. There's so many other PS1 games I love too. It's hard for me to pick just one. I love
There's a lot. Yeah.
Domino. I love Ape Escape. I love Resident Evil 3. I love Final Fantasy 9, like you mentioned. PS1 might be, it's like my second favorite console, maybe second or third.
I want to just say the word medieval.
Oh yeah,
I just want to
that's a
say
great
it.
game.
yeah, that's a good game. I wonder where the PS1 ranks on my favorite consoles. I don't know, pretty high up there. It's better than most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's time to wrap this up. Oh God, what do I normally do? Oh yeah, tell me what you're doing, Jonathan, this week.
Oh yeah, this is when we do that. No Sup Homes this week because Conrad is getting married.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah,
The day of
so
the wedding,
wish
so we had
him
to
all
get
well.
the show.
Oh, yeah. Which is good because I was getting confused about who was going to be on and who wasn't anyway, so this gives me a week to sort that out. But we did have Anthony Birch, who was a surprise guest, who came on this Sunday, and we had a long talk about what it was like to write Borderlands 2 and to have a successful video series and to have made smaller games, or at least two small games actually made, whether he wants to get back to that, and just kind of industry stuff in general, what he thinks of gaming right now, where he hopes gaming goes to. Really self-depreciating. He made fun of himself a lot, and it was very charming and fun to talk to. So that podcast, I think, is up.
Yeah, it should be up now.
Oh, excellent. On our iTunes, Sup, Holmes, ?
It's also on Zune. It's
Yep.
You can get through RSS. I did find it on the Zune Marketplace. It's there.
That's cool. That's neat to
Yeah.
be a part of that. It's like, I feel like
Yes.
I've been to Atlantis before it was destroyed.
You can't find it with a Bing voice search on the Xbox. I did try that. But you should try, if you've got your Kinect hooked up, binging erectile dysfunction. There's a fantastic ad with the Leaning Tower of Pisa and a woman eating a lollipop or eating an ice cream cone, and it says, "Get it up." And I was just like, wow, go Xbox. Well played, Bing.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's there. And we should have the full episode, too, if you want to watch Anthony do his facial expressions. That's on Twitch TV and also on Destructoid.com. Hopefully I'm going to get other stuff done for Destructoid. My life's been kind of a horror show lately, but a fun one. A fun horror movie, but just a surprising, scary one. So I haven't been as productive as I'd like to be lately, but that'll get better. So look for me there. Conrad, you doing anything special this week?
No, I'm just hiding from family.
Yeah, the in-laws. That's its own kind of horror show. And Jim, what do you got going on?
If you look at Destructoid.com at the moment, you can see a review for New Super Mario Bros. 2, which is a good little game, but the grey hairs in Mario's moustache are showing. I find.
What a cute way of putting it.
It's a vapid game. It's
Well,
a very vapid game. Yeah.
I take it, though, I mean, I didn't get this from your review, but I'm asking you now. Do you feel like their stock prices dropped? So they were like, 2D Mario game, just make one fast.
I don't know. I mean, the effort's gone in. I don't think they're lazy. I don't think Mario's stagnation as a franchise is the result of laziness, as it is fear. They put so much work into it, but I do wonder if they're afraid of doing anything different, if they're afraid of being unique. Because there's so much more they could have done to this. I mean, a lot of people were saying, why do they have a game all about collecting coins and Wario's not even in it? And then I thought, well, Wario wouldn't be in it because that would be too different. He's too niche a character for the main audience. I think, and they put the effort in. Like, it's a well-made game. It's a damn finely designed game. But I get this feeling that they design it so well while shaking and saying, I hope people still like this. I hope people still like this.
Yeah, that's no way to keep people interested and keep their attention.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a Jimquisition coming up about it, so I don't want to go too far into it, but the way Mario is at the moment, I think, you know, it's not working for me anymore. Part of Nintendo's magic is in a sense of discovery. One thing I've always loved about Nintendo's games is the wonder you get from them. They're very much like the Disney of gaming. You know, wonderful little worlds they make where you can just go in and have a fun little time. But when you're doing a game like New Super Mario Bros. 2, which could have been an expansion, and I don't use that term often and lightly, but it feels like it's just more levels from a game released back in 2006. There's no wonder there. And that's what Nintendo's fuel is. Without the wonder, there's no point.
Other than like you said, it is a good game.
Yeah.
So if you want to play a good video game, just a good 2D.
Oh, it's definitely still good. It just feels so pointless
in terms of creativity and ideas. Yeah, there's no new ideas there. So I thought the Wii U one has more new ideas than the New Super Mario Bros. 2 did from my brief time.
That was fresh. That had some freshness to it, yeah.
But not the level of freshness Nintendo used to have. But
no, they just seem to... I mean, you could argue they've always done that, but even when you look at things like Zelda, which the skeleton is always the same, but they do still shake things up. I mean, you look at Wind Waker, you compare it to Ocarina of Time, the skeleton's the same, but all the meat it's different.
Oh, sure, and then Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword.
They are
worse, pretty risky.
All very different worlds. Whereas the world of New Super Mario Bros. 2 is the world of New Super Mario. Almost to the letter. It's a scalpel precision with which they copied the blueprint of the first one. Right down to, here's time for the desert world, here's time for the snow world, here's time for the water world. Like, just so formulaic. I don't think I've seen Nintendo be quite this formulaic outside of Mario Kart 7.
That's why I can't help but think that they panicked when the 3DS didn't do as well as they hoped, and then their stock prices crashed, and then they just churned out Mario Kart 7 and this game. And they're good games if you like that sort of thing, but if you want new ideas, you've got to look elsewhere.
Yeah, I think that the sheen's coming off. But anyway, you can read that review if you want. Some people agreed with it, others didn't, as is usual.
Is the game out yet, though?
August 19th.
All right, so people disagreed with your review of the game then.
Well, you know how it goes. One guy got the 1,000,000 coins already.
Oh, I saw that.
The video went up on YouTube. I laughed. I don't want to spoil it. If you want to spoil the surprise, get it. Get the surprise, and you will find it's been spoiled enough for you. That was fun. But outside of that, if you go to escapistmagazine.com, my latest Jimquisition video is called I Hate Video Games, brackets because I love them. And that's about the importance of hating video games as much as in loving them. For the betterment of the industry as a whole. So that's an interesting little piece of shit I did. That's it, really. We'll be back next week. You can always catch us on Destructoid.com doing things throughout the week. Congratulations and best wishes for Conrad for his wedding this weekend.
Thank you.
Hooray!
I got a puppy now. Yay!
Jonathan Holmes got a puppy. Hey! Hey!
Like he's Jim Sterling. Yay!
I've got a new dishwasher.
Yay!
Review us on iTunes if you want. It's always appreciated. We have an Android app that'll just bring episodes straight to your phone if you want. It's $2. I won't promise you anything extra. It's on Amazon. Don't get it from anywhere else. Other than that, we will see you next week. Goodbye.
That's a good pee to your pop. That was a good pop and pee, there, Jim.
It's a what?
You
Good
feel
pop to your pee.
I popped and peed.
You did.
You
Sounded
popped
great.
the pee.
Your pee popped. Yeah, it sounded great.
Pee popped and pop, Peddy.